Hello and welcome to Witchy Woman Podcast. I'm your host, DaNae Sweet, and this is episode 113. Today we're going to talk about days of the week and how magical each and every one, Monday through Sunday or Saturday through Sunday, however you say it, can be, and how to weave some magic into everyday life. But first, let's do a little smoke clearing. How about some rosemary today? So, sage the mat, or not saging. Ooh. I catch myself making that mistake a lot. It's hard to unlearn that. Okay, so anyway, I am smoke clearing my laptop, my mic, all my resources and books, and myself. Here's a little for you guys. Okay. And now let's do a card pull. Sorry I wasn't with you guys last week, but I really appreciate everybody's support and letting me just kind of have some time to chill and deal with some things that I had going on. So I really appreciate it. Again, I'm pulling from the Spellcasting Oracle deck because I'm lame and I don't change my decks very often. I'm gonna cut a couple times and shuffle again. So I put some nails on. I did my nails this weekend. And when I shuffle, it's always different for a little bit after I have longer nails on. Okay. All right. So I am going to cut twice for some reason. And our card is Friendship. I freaking love this card. So the imagery on this is beautiful. It's got a bunch of people in the middle of this card, like with their hands raised up. They're in a forest and they're like joining hands and just look like they're rejoicing and having a beautiful time. And then above them is this like serene face of a woman, to which to me that's like Mother Earth, the goddess, whatever you want to say it is. But this card, when I draw it, means lean on your friends. It's easy to say I can go through things on my own. It's really hard to say I need help. So this is a reminder that your friends love you and support you. So if you are going through something, no matter how small or big, lean on your friends. And if you don't have any friends, then join the Witchy Woman Friends group. At the least, it's a free group we have. We support each other. We are witches from all parts of the world and practice in so many different ways, but it's a beautiful, supportive group. This is not meant as an infomercial. It just kind of fits. So anyway, if you have been having a hard time, this is just your sign. Hey, ask for help. Rejoice with each other. Prop each other up when we can't stand up. I really like this card because it just reminds us all, and we all need this reminder every once in a while. I wanted to start out this episode reading from one of Ellen Dugan's books. This one is Book of Witchery. I freaking love this book. Any of her books are great. So if you are, I'm not advertising. I just truly like her books. Anyway. So she has a poem in the front of this one that I absolutely love, and I want to read it to you. So, 7 are the days of the magical week. Look inside this book for the secrets they keep. Success, prosperity, love, and strength they hold. To uncover their meanings, one must be bold. Craft new magical objects, potions, and embrace herbal love. Incorporate this wisdom into what you knew from before. Let us embark on this journey one day at a time. May your witchery be strong and true, come rain or shine. And that is by Ellen Dugan from Book of Witchery. So some of the information that I'll be giving to you today is from and referencing this book. It's also going to be referencing the complete book of Correspondences, and that one's by Sandra Kynes. There's another book, and I don't remember which one it was, but I wrote down some stuff in my Book of Shadows about it, and if I can remember which one it was, then I'll put it in the references to this episode. But anyway, so let's start with Sunday, because I know a lot of people kind of start their calendar. If you get a calendar, it'll start with Sunday. Anyway, as you may have guessed, Sunday's planetary influence is the sun. The deities are the sun gods. So just some of those can be Helios, Brigid, Apollo, Horus, Sekhmet, Hathor. There's a whole bunch of them, but those are just some of the deities that you can associate with Sunday. I'm going to go over just a couple of the correspondences for like colors and things like that, or crystals, so that maybe you could incorporate some of your decor for your altar that day, whatever. So anyway, I don't know why I feel so choppy today when I'm speaking. I'm really sorry if this episode is going to suck. Maybe I shouldn't have taken a week off. Anyway, so the colors, think sun, gold, yellow, orange, like bright, warm colors. Think sacral chakra, solar plexus chakra, just, that sort of coloring. Okay, totally didn't mention this one, but I wanted to talk about one of the myths involved with a deity on Sundays. And I picked this one because it has horses, and as you guys know, if you've been listening very long, or if you follow my Instagram, I freaking love horses. So this deity's name is Suna. She's portrayed as female, and she drives a horse-drawn carriage, like, across the daytime sky. So imagine the sun going across the sky. Well, they felt that it was her driving her horses. And this is in Norse mythology. The horses' names are Alsvin and Arvak, I think. I'm probably saying it wrong, and I'm sorry. But that means very fast and early rising. Ha! I love this. So she was very much an agricultural type deity. She is who they, paid homage to for the sun that grew their crops, that kept them warm, that brought life, much like other mythos in different regions. So for each day of the week, I'm not going to go over every deity associated with it because that would be a really long episode. And honestly, you should figure out what resonates for you. I just said that I wanted to share the horsey one because I love horses. Anyway, some of the amazing things that you can do on Sunday. So think sun energy. What is sun energy for? Sun and fire. That's an action element, an action type planetary force. So if you are wanting to take a first step and put some energy into taking action on a problem, a new task, that's the things that you can do. That's the things you can do on Sundays. Also, some other things associated with Sundays are agriculture, beauty, and creativity. So think, the solar energy helps our solar plexus chakra, and that's where creativity, fantasy, and play come from. So it definitely makes sense that those are the spells that you would do on a Sunday. So I tend to try to set the mood for the entire week on Sunday. So Sundays are my lazy days. I do self-care that day. I really love to do some kind of exercise because it matches. I usually have ambition on Sundays for some weird reason. So I spend a decent amount of the day feeding my solar plexus and my sacral chakra, and that is usually spent outside if I can. In the wintertime, it's really hard, so I do what I can. But spell work that I do on Sundays is basically an overall success spell for the week. So I will light a candle of my choosing. I love to use bright colors. I happened to find one that was painted like with safe gold coloring or whatever at a craft store, and I love to light that one on Sundays. So I pick a candle. I have a little offering bowl that I put fire herbs in. So what I mean by that is like marigolds if they're outside, sunflowers, chili pepper, cinnamon, that sort of stuff. I'll put it in my offering bowl, which usually honestly is my in this kind of spell, it's going to be my mortar and pestle type thing because it's all going to go in there. It's dried, of course, and I'm going to crunch it all up, stir it all up, get it nice and fine, and then I'm going to put that on top of a lit charcoal disc, and I'm going to meditate. It's nothing fancy. I got a candle lit. I've got some incense that I just whipped up real quick with what I could find outside or in my cabinet, and then I sit there and I meditate on sending the week, like this giant ball of beautiful sunlight. So I envision myself just empowered with this beautiful sun energy. My husband is completely engulfed in it as well. I even visualize my entire home, like my home and my property, just glowing with this beautiful solar energy. And I feel like doing this, I really set the tone for my week. Now, do I do this every Sunday? No, I am human. If I remember and I have the energy, I do it. Some days we have things planned, or I spend the entire day outside playing with horses, and I just don't get it. But, I don't get it done. But I really do try to do it because I feel like it really sets my week. And for me, I need routine. I am chaos. Like, if y'all have been listening to me very long, you know I'm basically a tornado. So I need structure for me to actually get tasks done. So by doing this task of sitting down, meditating, and starting my week with a little solar energy and intention, to me, that's a task in its structure. So it works for me. If you don't have time for a spell, you've got kids, or your Sundays are really packed. Normally, people work on Sundays. If it's really packed, then sometimes I will do the same type of thing, but in the shower if I don't have time, to do the other things. I'll be in the shower, I'll let the water cleanse me, and then I just basically have the same visual process. I kind of meditate, sort of, I guess, in the shower, and I have that same intention. I fill my body with all that beautiful light. I do it to my husband and my house and my property. That way, I still get something done. It's maybe not the one I wanted. I didn't get to sit down and relax, but I did get it done then that way. Things you can do to embrace that action energy of the sun as well is just wear colors that reflect that. So I tend to do that with my socks because I wear a lot of black. I don't really have very many colorful clothing. I have like purple and green every once in a while, but I do this with my socks for the most part. So on Sundays, I will pick the most obnoxious socks that I have that's bright, and I will wear them. And it makes me smile. It's the little things, right? I do have a like jumpsuit thing. It's like bib overall cotton jumpsuit that's tie-dyed, like rainbow colors that I do wear that every once in a while, especially if I'm in a really playful mood and I just want to keep that mood going. I will wear something obnoxious like that. If you are a crystal-loving witch, you can use crystals to do a very simple, like, intention, like a success spell for the week. I love to take citrine or any kind of yellow, bright-colored, God, I cannot get it out of my mouth. Crystal, like carnelian too. I will put it outside and I will leave it out there for a couple hours and let it soak up that beautiful sun and Sunday energy. And I will have the intention like, this is my success stone for the week. This is going to help power me through when I have doubt or whatever's going on in my little human brain that doesn't want me to get things done. And I will wear that thing. I will put it, if it's a piece of jewelry, I'll wear it. Often it's a little like tumble. So I'll stick it in my bra, put it in a bag, or put it in my pocket, whatever I can do. But I wear that, and it's just like a little reminder that, the sun can empower us to do great things. For the oily witches, I'm an oily witch. I love essential oils. I'm one of those people. You can make a Sunday blend to honor the day, to empower yourself through scent. And some of those oils are rosemary, of course, orange, anything citrus, lemon, citrus. Frankincense is kind of like an all-purpose one. So if you don't have anything, use frankincense. Carnation, calendula, or bergamot is also some really nice. I have to back up. I love mixing orange essential oil with a floral. It smells so good. I like mixing orange and bergamot, or bergamot, however you say it. I've heard it said a bunch of different ways, but I love mixing that kind of thing. It smells so freaking good. If you want to go a little bit further and take that blend, instead of just diffusing it, you can put it in a little bottle, like a dropper or a roller bottle, and stick it outside. Not very long, because sun degrades the the quality of oils and things like that sometimes. So I stick it outside, usually like underneath my tree here, like so it kind of gets the sunlight, but it's protected. And I let it charge with the Sunday sun and all that beautiful energy. So then I have my blend that I can wear. I personally use this when I am a little depressed. And I'm going to say this, like, first, I go to therapy and I have medication for depression and anxiety. So oils do not replace mental health care. I want to say that first. But this is as a supportive therapy. I didn't turn off the the buzz thing on my phone. Sorry. So I will use that blend on days that I don't feel good. On days that I can't get out of bed or I feel myself starting to slip a little with depression, I will use that and really smell it, like sniff it real good. Put it on my pressure points, like your wrists, insides of your elbows. I put it on like on my neck area behind my ears. Make sure that you're diluting all of these oils and you do your research so that you don't burn your skin with some oil that shouldn't be put on your skin. I'm going to preface it because I already said it, but anyway. So I encourage you to get creative. Find what works for you. Not everybody has time to do rituals and spells, and I totally get that. So one way that I weave this in is that same blend that I use. I actually put that in my soap that I use to clean the kitchen, like my all-purpose cleaner that I make. I have one that I just put a couple of drops of this solar stuff, the solar essential oil blend, into my spray bottle, and then when I clean, I can smell it, and it smells so good, and it reminds me of the sun and empowerment and the action that it can create. Other ways is in the shower. I use every day actually, I use an orange or a citrus smelling body wash to remind me that the sun can empower me and fill me with all kinds of energy for success and forward movement. So those are just little things that I do that I incorporate it into my regular life so that I don't have to go out of my way to make my day intentional. Okay, so let's move on to Monday. I know Monday is usually not everybody's favorite day. I tend to actually not do a ton on Mondays. Mondays for me are about introspection. I do a little extra meditation because the planetary influence, or I guess the planetary ruler of that day, is the moon. So it is to me it's gentle but powerful. Some of the deities are Mani, Thoth, Selene, Diana. The goddess in general is a big theme for Mondays. So if you want to include color into your magical Monday, then you can use white, silver, pale blue. I've seen also pale purple as a correspondence with that day as well. I love this day. I do. But I love Mondays because Mondays is when I work on my intuition. I really try to connect to that, liminal space, the darker mysteries, if you want to sound dramatic about it, which I do. So Mondays, I work on myself. I work on my chakra system. I connect to my guides. I do a lot of my connection to the deities that I work with. I really try to connect to my spirituality in general on Mondays. It's very important to me because not every day do I have time to do that. So Mondays are one of the days that I don't take clients, and that's why. I forgot to mention that the day Monday actually means day of the moon. The Latin term for Monday is dies lunae, so that translates to moon's day. I love that. I love that the moon has its own day too. I am going to share one of the deities that is associated with Mondays, and I'm picking a male one because you don't see a lot of research or information about the male energy being connected to the moon. In my experience, I know there are definitely other traditions that do. But anyway, I wanted to tell you about this one. So this one is a Latvian fertility moon god named Hyannis, and he is a young man, and he's wearing this beautiful star-covered cloak thing, and it's silver and the threads are shiny, and I can totally see this in my mind. He's crowned with stars and he rides in a chariot that's driven across the heavens by a gray horse. I love it because it matches the other one, and I just really, really liked it, and I wanted to share it with you. So most of the spell work that I will do, or intention work on Mondays, is going to be related to developing my intuitive abilities, connecting to humanity, that sort of thing. So mostly upper chakra work or upper energy center work is what I'm going to be doing. My meditations are all going to be about connecting to my higher self, my intuition. And when I'm doing these meditations, I am envisioning that beautiful lunar energy around me, and I visualize it as a silver light. So it's kind of similar with what I do on Sundays as far as my meditation. But I'm bathing myself in the moonlight, and it can be during the day. You're visualizing it. If you want to get fancy, you can do it at night. But often I'm too tired to do anything past supper time, so I got to get everything done before then. So my meditation is going to be all about empowering myself with intuition and trust and faith in my spiritual path. And that's going to be in the form of visualizing this beautiful protective lunar bubble around me, empowering me and showing me and opening my mind. I hope that makes sense. But that's just, it's nothing in particular. There's not a YouTube meditation or something I follow. It's just something that I turn on a little bit of music, I sit down, and that's what I visualize. Let's talk about essential oils really quick. Gardenia, jasmine, lemon balm, sandalwood. Those are just some of them that are associated with the moon and Monday. So again, you can make an essential oil blend while you're doing your meditation. You can use that as a perfume for the day. You can use it as a essential oil blend for your psychic abilities. So this is what I have done, and I have like little roller bottles that I use for this. So I will fill it mostly full with like fractionated coconut oil or whatever oil I have. If I don't have that, I'll use olive oil. And then I will put the oils in there that I want to represent the moon and my intuitive abilities. I will use that by sitting it like on my altar. I have usually, because I'm a crystal nerd, I will have all kinds of crystals surrounding it that represent the moon to me. Mostly crap loads of rainbow moonstone because I love it so much. Clear quartz, pearls, or sapphires are some of the ones that you can also use to coincide with the moon. You can use whatever you want, but those are just some of the ones that you're going to see if you look stuff up. If you can't go outside and do this, then at least open your windows, like your shades or something, so the moonlight can get to it. But I will stick it on there in all of my crystals on Monday night and let that moon charge my essential oil blend. So this doesn't have to be on a full moon or a new moon or a whatever moon. It's just a Monday. I like to look, because I'm extra, I do like to look for specific quarters of the moon or phases of the moon to coincide with what my intentions are. But for the most part, you can just use Monday. Monday night, charge your oils in the moonlight. And then when you're doing divination, like doing tarot cards, or if you are doing readings for people, or whatever you do, meditating, speaking to your guides, you can use that oil to empower yourself and open up those intuitive abilities so that you could connect. Again, you can use the colors. You can wear them to kind of amplify your intention for working on your psychic abilities or intuition. I use socks. I'm telling you, that's the best way, because I really don't like wearing a lot of different colors. I wear it in socks or under t-shirts, things like that. But for the most part, I just wear black. So it's a fun way to play with color and kind of add a layer of intention to your day. Okay, moving on to Tuesday. So Tuesday is named for the Norse god Tyr. He was a deity of like combat, and he was like a big, hero archetype. Tuesday is kind of like an organized, get ready for battle kind of day is what it feels like to me. Probably because the associating planet is Mars. Some of the deities, of course, Mars, and as well as Lilith. So Lilith is also one of those female archetypes. You're going to see her pop up in different days of the week, depending on how or what you look up. So I have seen her associated with the moon on Mondays. So kind of just whatever resonates with you, but this is kind of the structure of how I do it. The colors for Tuesdays are red, black, scarlet, and orange. If you look at the deities and their associations, they kind of match. So Tuesdays for me are also a day I do not take clients because it's podcast day, as well as my day of planning. So Tuesdays for me are when I go through I have a planner online and I go through that and I basically make a battle plan, if you want to link it to Mars like that. So I make sure that everything's scheduled that I need scheduled. I fix things if I need to fix it. And I definitely make a plan for next Tuesday. So every Tuesday I'm doing an episode, but I'm also planning for the next one. Tuesdays are also a really great day to focus on releasing some fears. To me, Mars has this beautiful, passionate, strong energy that I can focus on and empower myself to get through some things that I'm afraid of. So, for example, if I actually have a doctor's appointment tomorrow, let's use that. So, I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow. I don't like driving that far. It's like 2 hours away, and I do have some anxiety. So, tonight, when I meditate, I am going to use this day's energy to focus on filling my body with that beautiful color, because I'm a visual person. This might not be for you, but I envision this beautiful red and orange, swirling energy coming from my sacral area and just filling my entire body. And I visualize this fear or anxiety is like a little blob, like a dark blob in my aura. And I work on pushing it out. So I visually kind of take that beautiful Mars energy and I engulf this black blob of anxiety and I push it out of my aura and get rid of it. And for me, I need that visual in order to connect with the energetic meaning of getting rid of it. So it's just one way that I try to help myself on a spiritual level with my anxiety to kind of make the day go a little better tomorrow. So that is my plan for tonight. I'm also going to charge some of my crystals to put in a little spell bag for me for confidence. I put them outside just, a couple hours during the day is fine. But I like to use bloodstone, carnelian, garnets, and some people use topaz, but I have a thing for garnets. So I actually have a few loose garnets that I'm going to put in a little bag with some herbs. Some of the herbs that you can use, patchouli is amazing, allspice, ginger. If you've got those things in your kitchen cabinet, stick that in the bag. So I'm going to charge all the crystals outside. I'm going to put it in a bag with some of the corresponding herbs for confidence and having that take charge feel. And I'm going to put it in my pocket so that I have that with me all day tomorrow, helping me focus on empowering myself and conquering my fears. All right, let's get on with the rest of the week. This is turning out to be a really long episode and I'm sorry. So next we have Wednesday, ruled by Mercury. Mercury is communication. So I tend to all of my therapy sessions, if I can get it scheduled for Wednesdays, I do for that purpose, that Wednesday is the day that my communication should be at its best if I channel the energy of the day. So I do anything that day, meetings. I try to do interviews on that day. I really try to plan out my week so that if I need to talk a shitload to other people and get my ideas across and understand other people's ideas, that's going to be done on Wednesdays. Some of the deities associated, of course, Mercury, Hermes, Odin, and Athena. The colors are purple and orange. I do not put those together when I wear stuff, unless it's Halloween, and I have a crap load of purple and orange socks and undergarments that are purple and orange that have pumpkins and stuff. But that's neither here nor there. Anyway, so communication spells are amazing for Wednesdays. I have one that I use. I'm going to kind of explain it to you. It's out of my Book of Shadows. So you'll need 4 candles. I like to use colored ones because I get them cheap, in bulk or whatever, but you don't have to use colored ones. But I have 2 purple and 2 orange candles. I do this on a Wednesday. And this is what I normally say. So I've got the 2 candles, and I say, I light purple candles for power on Wednesday Eve. From these 2 colors spring magic on this day. Send wisdom, communication, skills, and clarity my way. And I say that 3 times, and then on the last time I say, for the good of all, with harm to none, by color and light, this spell is done. And I guess I should have specified the 2 candles are from 1 purple candle for me, 1 purple candle for whoever I am having trouble communicating with, and the same for them. So we each have our own purple and our own orange candle. If you're just doing a general spell for yourself, then just have 1 purple and 1 orange, or 2 white candles, whatever you're going to use. It's up to you. So this is also a really good day to do any kind of business meetings. If you have a creative block, sometimes Wednesdays are a great day to bust through that, because technically it's communication between your energy and your human brain, if that makes any sense. So I tend to do that kind of stuff on Wednesdays. Some of the essential oils that you can use that associate with Wednesdays are eucalyptus, lavender, sweet pea, dill, peppermint. So think throat chakra and communication. So those are the herbs and oils that would be appropriate for a Wednesday communication spell. Some other things that you can use are crystals to help enhance the day's energy, and some of those are diamond, amber, clear quartz, sunstone, tiger's eye, and topaz. I know this isn't in any of the books that I said, but I love blue apatite and sodalite for Wednesdays as well. Let's move on to Thursday. So Thursday is ruled by Jupiter. And some of the deities associated with this day are Thor, Juno, Jupiter, of course, love, and Zeus. The colors associated are purple, royal blue, and green, or any variation of those. So Thursdays are my abundance and prosperity days. This is when I do a ritual every Thursday. I really am a stickler about missing this one. I usually don't. But this is an every Thursday thing for me. I focus on prosperity and abundance in the form of monetary gain. So, your jobs or whatever you got going on, that's kind of what I focus on that day. One of the things that I love to do is have an essential oil blend, because I'm an oily person. I'm an oiler. I think that's what they call us. So I have a particular blend that I like to diffuse for at least, half the day, or however long my diffuser will go. Usually it smells a little bit like fall because it's clove. What else? Oh, clove, nutmeg. I love to put a little bit of prairie sage in there just to kind of clear the way for more abundance and prosperity to come to our family. And I will usually burn star anise in my burner, on top of a hot charcoal disc. So the thing I do every Thursday is I have a prosperity candle that I light. It happens to be gold. I found, like I was mentioning before, I found a bunch of gold ones at a craft shop, and I bought a bunch because I don't often see those. So I have a gold candle, and then I had decorated it with ribbon that I have put around it. It's green ribbon, and I braided it and made it pretty, so it's just kind of around it. And I slip it down as the candle burns so I don't start my house on fire, because that would be the opposite of abundance, right? Anyway, so there is this thing I found on TikTok, and this sounds so terrible that I found this off TikTok. So I already did a prosperity ritual every Thursday, and that consisted of, like I said, the incense, the essential oil, and I lit my candle, and I basically just make sure I visualize during my meditations that I am open to abundance and grateful for the abundance that I have had, I am getting, and will get. That makes sense. Now I use this little chant that somebody had put on TikTok, and he did this. It's cute. It's really quick. It's literally 60 seconds. That's all it is. And I actually do it 3 times. So I do a 60-second chant 3 times. And if anybody wants that, I can, I'll put it in the Witchy Woman Friends group. So after this, I'll put the link to that TikTok in there if you would like to do it too. But I have a little jar that I have put change in that I find, like when I do laundry or when I'm cleaning and I find change in the couch, and I put it in there. So I'm constantly feeding my money jar. I also have, cause I'm extra, I have glitter in there. I have some herbs like star anise. I have cloves in there. What else do I have? Oh, I found green sand one time at a store, and I'm like, ooh, green sand. So there's green sand in there just to kind of boost the color, using color magic. And then, this is funny. So I was at it's a short story, but it's funny. So I was doing a metaphysical show, and I had my booth set up, and the person that was running the show allowed some evangelical people come in to try to witness to us. I don't know why she did this, but she let them in. They were going from booth to booth, and they would hand you what looked like a $1 trillion bill. And they're like, have you ever seen a $1 trillion bill? And of course you say, no, I haven't. And they give it to you, and on the other side is something about how Jesus wants you to come to church or whatever. And I was like, oh, thank you. And immediately I'm like, I'm using this in prosperity magic. So I brought it home and I put it in that jar. And so I have a $1 trillion jar with like Jesus on the back. And that's in my little Thursday ritual. So I have it in there with all the change and stuff. So, I can tell you without a shadow of doubt that my Thursday rituals with prosperity magic 100% work. We have had really great luck with certain things, and I really, really pour a lot of intention into not just the money, but also bringing joy, abundance of joy and health and wellness, and just overall an abundant, beautiful life. That is what I focus on Thursdays. Moving on to Friday. So Friday is for Venus. And some deities besides Venus are Freya, Aphrodite, and Eros. Friday is a day for love. Friday is date night. It's cuddling on the couch. It's doing any kind of love magic or self-love magic. It's amazing for Fridays. So Fridays are usually the day that I really focus on. I have an altar that's in our bedroom that's for myself and Brad. And it's just something that it's a pink candle with like our names carved into it and rose quartz and some spicy crystals around there. It's like carnelian and some other stuff. But I will light that, and I think about how much I love him, and I want to infuse our life with as much romance and passion and love that I possibly can. So I focus on that. It's kind of like a reminder that, hey, he's pretty great and I am thankful for him for being in my life. But it's also for me a huge self-care day. I spend a lot of that day doing things that I need to do. So I will take my salt baths on that day. So at least a half an hour I spend in the bathtub, soaking in some Epsom salt, some sea salt. I love to put I'm extra. I put rose petals in there. I love to put powdered milk. If you have not done a powdered, a milk bath, you should. So you can buy whole milk powder online, and it only takes I use a fourth of a cup at the most, and I put it in my bath with my oils and everything else, and it feels so good and it's luxurious, and it's really an act of self-love. A lot of my day is spent with gratitude. I have a lot of love in my life, and that's lucky, and I spend a lot of my day just reminding myself that I am so loved and I love so many people, and that makes my life freaking amazing. And it's part of my Friday thing. So I hadn't mentioned this maybe in the other stuff in the other days of the week, but I do have a journal, a gratitude journal, and every day I try to write down things that I am grateful for. On Fridays, it's always people that are in my life that bring me love, and we reciprocate love, if that makes any sense. And I write their names down, and I just give thanks that they're in my life. Some of the colors that are associated with Friday are, of course, pink, green, indigo, blue, and aqua, like an aquamarine color. So pretty. Anyway, meditations on self-love and love in general are amazing for Fridays. It really, you can draw from that Venus energy and infuse it into your day, and it feels really, really great. The oils associated with, these aren't any surprise, like rose, geranium, lilac, violet, freesia, and apple. Things that scream romance and love. Some of the crystals are rose quartz, of course, coral, emerald, and amber. God. Another source that I looked up, I love this one. They say alexandrite and ruby. Alexandrite is my birthstone, or is supposed to be my birthstone, and you can never find very big pieces of it that are actually real because it's super rare. And I just really like it because it changes colors. I'm not sure if I said the deities besides Venus. Fuck. I am really scatterbrained today, and I'm really sorry. But some of the deities: Aphrodite, Freya, Lakshmi, Venus, and Eros. I think I did say that, but anyway, moving on. Some of the beautiful spells you can do today are definitely surrounding love, romance, and gratitude. So you can carry one of those crystals around during the day just to remind yourself to empower that, not empower, but to embody. That's the word I'm looking for. To embody the energy of Venus and to love one another and to do things and say things out of love. I sound like a hippie from like the 60s or whatever, but I really do try to say things that come from a place of love, if I can. What is that saying? Do no harm, but take no shit. Okay, we got Saturday. Saturday is ruled by Saturn. The deities associated with Saturday are Saturn and Hecate or Hecate, however you say it. I don't want to get in a fight over that. Colors associated with Saturday are black and deep purple, gray, and indigo. Some of the essential oils associated with Saturday are myrrh, patchouli, and cypress, just to name a couple. Crystals associated with Saturday are obsidian, hematite, jet, black tourmaline. I really like to use a deep red garnet if I'm honoring Hecate on this day. Because Saturn is associated with like banishing, binding, boundaries, definitely like ambition. For those reasons, I like to cleanse every Saturday. So that means my home and my energy on Saturdays. I have a clearing blend of essential oils that I will diffuse pretty much the entire day. I do crack the windows open and my pets go in their little room while I do this, so they're not getting like overwhelmed with stank. But I start out by cleaning my whole house. I did an entire episode on how I deep clean spiritually and physically, so I'll link that in the bio or in the show notes if you'd like. But I definitely go from front to back, front door to back door. I clean, not deep clean every Saturday, but I try to do get the clutter picked up. I dust, I sweep, mop, and vacuum, change my sheets out, those kind of things. That's Saturday for me. And then after I get done with that, then I do some smoke clearing or whatever type of clearing that I feel like doing that day. But I definitely, it's an every Saturday thing. If I can do it. Sometimes we do family stuff on Sundays or Saturdays with Maddie, so I don't get to it, but I definitely, Thursdays and Saturdays are usually the things that I don't skip. My meditations on Saturdays are all protection. So often, because I'm a Reiki master, I will work on myself, do some self Reiki to kind of clean up any kind of energetic blocks or imbalances that I have, and then I work on my protection. So if I have a protection spell, this is when I do it, is on Saturdays for the most part. I make sure my wards around my property are functioning correctly, and I kind of empower or re-empower those. I if I feel like it, I will go and smoke cleanse my property, which is just my yard, and like the trees and stuff around us. So I will do that just to kind of, I don't do it every Saturday, but I will do that probably every other or every third Saturday. I will go outside and do it if the weather's decent enough for me to do it. This is the day that I make sure that I renew all of the offering bowls and things and clean up my deity altar specifically for her, for Hecate, or Hecate, however you want to say it. So the reason I like stumble over that is because I have gotten messages from people on Instagram and here, like on Facebook too, saying you're saying it wrong. So I will say it one way, one episode, and another the next, and I still get hate from it. I looked it up, and there's different sites say it's different things, and some places call it Hecate, like Hecate. So I don't know. I want to do the right thing and say it the right way, but there's different sources that say different stuff. So I'm very sorry if I don't say it the way that you want me to say it. There. Well, that is the whole week. I hope that gives you guys some ideas on how you can work with different energies of each day of the week and help weave a little bit of magic into your everyday routine. And that is the key for me. And I get that message a lot from people asking, I want to do all the witch stuff, but I have no time. The key is finding things in your life that you already do, that you can add magic to. So you're cooking. That's a great place to start. You're cooking. Put intention into your cooking. Use herbs of the day or the week or whatever intention you're looking for. Carry crystals that correspond with the energy of the week or the day. It's the little things, guys. It really, really is. I do not live like this, perfect practical magic, the ants type life. I wish I was that magical. Most of the stuff that I do is just everyday stuff, and I make it, there's those, that TikTok that's like, you say something and they say, but make it witchy or make it spicy or whatever. Mine is everyday life. I just make it magical. I make that intentional decision that my day is going to go a certain way. Does it work all the time? No. Sometimes the universe says, that's not what you need. This is what you need. And, I get backhanded by the universe. But I try. I think that's all I have. Oh, I wanted to, in case anybody didn't see it on Instagram, that I am announcing something huge on April 11th. It is huge. You don't want to miss it. I'm going to put out little hints. I've been putting out little hints all along, but I'll put some more out more often until the 11th, so you guys kind of get little peeks at what I'm doing. But I've been working on this for a very long time. I wanted to offer this, and you're going to love it. I really do think that you're going to absolutely love it. For those of you that are in the WW Coven or those that want to join, April is a quarter month. It marks the quarter, and that is the month that we do classes in the Citrine Coven group for those that pick that tier. This April, it's gonna be Shelly is doing the second in her class for intuitive development, and I believe Brandy Burrow is doing an astrology class. So if you have not joined our coven, go to witchywomanpodcast.com and click on join the coven. I have all of the information there if you would like to learn more about it. It has been a weird day, so I really want to apologize again for the craziness of this episode. I am just going to call this one the shit sandwich episode because I'm not even going to listen to it again because I probably will cry. Hopefully all the information is out and like how you guys can understand it. And again, I apologize for my incapability today to actually focus on one thing at a time. Thank you so much for listening. And as always, stay witchy. Bye-bye.